Will Squid Game Season 3 explore the origins of the competition? Netflix gave a solid foundation to makers around the world to showcase their talent. Shows such as Money Heist and Dark were some of the very first shows to let viewers know that language isn't a barrier anymore. What counts is how good the narrative is and if it can keep viewers engaged. In 2021, the streaming platform defied all expectations with Squid Game, a Korean thriller drama that explored several profound themes. As a whole, the series primarily focuses on a man named Seong Gi-hun, played by Lee Young-jae, who enters a competition named Squid Game to win money. Initially, he and other players thought it would be easy for them to survive the games. However, things turned upside down when the eliminated players were killed on the spot. The first edition of the series broke several viewership records for the streamer, becoming the streaming platform's most-watched series of all time. In December 2024, the series returned for Season 2 and gave viewers another enthralling edition. While Season 2 expanded on Seong Gi-hun's Lee Young-jae mission to take down the game's organizers, it also opened up about the Frontman and how he became part of such an evil game. Although viewers learned about the backstories of key players, one of the biggest mysteries that remains is how the deadly games began in the first place. That's already confirmed that Season 3 will serve as the final season for Squid Game, so it would be quite fitting if audiences got to know about how and why these games began. If Squid Game Season 3 delves into the origins of the brutal competition, it could add new layers to the story, giving viewers insight into the masterminds behind the blood-soaked spectacle. The origins of the Squid Game. A step back in time? People watching the show from Season 1 have long questioned the origins of Squid Game. They wonder who would be that twisted to start such an evil competition. Although there was never an answer to that burning question, the makers did show that the competition was backed by the elites of a society who have the money and the power to create such an evil world and push the not-so-wealthy people into it. On the other hand, Season 1 revealed that the competition had been running for decades, orchestrated by the mysterious frontman, Lee Byung-hun. However, little is known about the first iteration of the games, who established them, and why they chose to turn childhood games into a fight to the death. It would be interesting if the series went back in time to show how the first deadly competition was organized. Perhaps it all began as an underground social experiment, designed by a group of powerful individuals disillusioned with capitalism and the growing wealth gap. The show's creator, Hwang Dong-hyuk, has previously hinted at exploring the origins of the frontmen and the games themselves, making it a plausible direction for the next installment. To fully uncover the history of Squid Game, Season 3 might adopt a dual timeline storytelling approach, one part following Gi-hun's modern-day crusade against the organization, and another part unraveling the past through the eyes of the first-ever contestants and their mysterious organizers. How Season 3 could explore the history of the games. To explore the history of the games, viewers would definitely need to go back in time and unravel the mysterious origins of these dangerous games. A flashback storyline could transport viewers back to the 1980s or 1990s, revealing the twisted minds that engineered the first iteration of the games. Were they originally conceived as an experiment to test human desperation? Or was there an even darker reason, such as a deranged billionaire's entertainment scheme? Even if it was just for entertainment, who presented the idea of being entertained while people died in front of their eyes? And did anyone oppose this plan? It would be interesting to see how things unfolded when the idea of such competition was being discussed. A key figure in this backstory could be a younger version of Oh Il-nam, Oh Young-soo, the elderly contestant from Season 1 who was later revealed to be the game's creator. His involvement in the early days of the games could shed light on his motivations, his recruitment process, and how the rules of the competition were refined over time. If Season 3 explores the first-ever Squid Game, it could introduce a new set of desperate individuals coerced into competing. Unlike the more structured and polished games seen in Season 1, these initial trials could be far more chaotic and experimental, with the organizers still refining their deadly blueprint. For instance, it would be fascinating to see how Hwang In-ho, aka the frontman, was recruited for the game. Of course, he told the story of wanting money to help his wife, but how did he get to know about something else? And why was he chosen to be the frontman? Conversely, The human drama would be especially gripping in a time when technology was more limited. How did they enforce secrecy? How did they cover up mass disappearances? The early contestants' desperate attempts to escape or overthrow their captors could add a fresh layer of tension. Exploring the origins of the deadly games in Squid Game Season 3 would provide a compelling look into the past while elevating the present-day story. With its blend of social commentary, psychological tension, and brutal survival elements, this approach could make for a gripping and thought-provoking season. As fans wait for updates on the future of Squid Game, the possibility of uncovering the dark beginnings of the game remains one of the most intriguing directions the series could take. Will Season 3 finally pull back the curtain on the twisted minds that started it all? Only time will tell.